All right. Welcome everybody to Swamp Dog Games. Let me see. Awesome. So I've confirmed we're live, and apparently my audio works. Yay! Half the battle is already won. Welcome everybody to the post-Thanksgiving live stream. Hope you are all recovering from your turkey comas, as I doth do. And pardon me for the interlude with the extremely crappy ye olden Shakespearean accent, but I figure that is appropriate considering tonight, for our live stream, we're going to be playing, of course it's going to disappear at Pendragon. This is the 6th edition starter set from Chaosium. In this box they have everything you need to start playing, including a solo adventure to teach people like me how the Pendragon rule system plays. And so that's going to be the topic of today, seeing actually how this runs, of which, oops, I do have the right camera set up. Oh, there we go. The top-down camera available, so even though my keyboard is in the way, I should pull this out a little bit. So go. So we're going to be live playing this on screen, and perhaps I should set higher so it's not blocking the actual camera. This is the camera setup that I usually use for recording. However, because of trying to keep it out of the way of the video camera, its mount is, as you can see, that halo ring at the top of my head getting in the way a little bit. But the goal will be to actually film me playing this game tonight, provided I don't knock anything else over. Hopefully this is far enough out of the way we can actually see the game in play, and hopefully it won't block. Man, it's still blocking the top of my head. It's like, there we go. That enough to, okay. So it's like just at the top of the frame that my head may like hit into it, but it's down enough that we should be able to play it. So that's going to be the goal for tonight. I don't know if Crow will be joining me tonight. He has a not live stream. What's that thing called? Pay-per-view with the WWE tonight. He and a bunch of his friends are WWE fans, so it's probably just going to be whoever decides to watch this program and me watching me struggle at the Pendragon RPG, of which you can get the Pendragon RPG. It debuted at... It was an Adepticon. I think it was Gen Con this year that it debuted, and it sells for $30 on their website. If you buy it off of Amazon, you can get it for $25, generally speaking. And then if you do it through Chaosium directly, though, you get the PDF versions of all of this. And so I will be doing a full review of this box set later, but tonight it's just going to be actually testing out the solo play function. Kind of reminds me of back when I was a kid. We had the Choose Your Own Adventure books that were all the rage. I remember parents reading the Transformers Choose Your Own Adventure to my brother and I at night, bugging them with that. There were a couple other popular ones too. They were definitely the rage. I'm not necessarily sure I would like go out of my way to get my hands on them, but they were a nice little piece of history at the time. So I've had a chance to look in this box previously. In here you get these sort of like unit cards for NPCs that you face a quick start, or not quick start, but like quick reference cards you get to help with managing the game. And then you do have the core, or sorry, not the core, but the quick start rule book. You do have the solo adventure, which is what we're going to be playing, and then you have sort of like the introductory campaign to the Pendragon setting, which is of course aimed at those who love Arthurian legends. And trying to think now of every Arthurian style movie I've seen. Watched Excalibur. That one was okay. There's of course the Disney, The Sword and the Stone. Of course now my mind goes to the Disney, old Disney, what was the Robin Hood, though that's an entirely different legend. So there was Excalibur. Is Excalibur the one with Patrick Stewart in it? I can't remember now. Of course, there's Camelot, the old musical, the musical or Broadway play. I mean, there's music in it, so I guess it's a musical. Then there is First Night with Sean Connery, I believe, is also a Arthurian legend. Excalibur. Yeah. Guess you can't get Prince Valiant anymore. I just saw that down here. So we've got Pendragon, Paladin, or Prince Valiant. Nothing like the Sunday morning cartoon. Either way, I'm getting distracted. We need to get into the box. So this is the little starter kit. You have NPCs galore, or not NPCs, pre-gen characters galore that come in this. Of course, then this is the Arthurian quick start guide. Or no, this is the solo quest. Sorry, is book one. Okay, this is this is different. I recently opened up the RuneQuest starter box again, and this is different. So it's the solo campaign, the first book, because this is an introductory adventure to teach you the game. Then there's book 2, which is the quick start rules, And then there is the final book. And these are supposed to go together in some format, I think. I know these stack somehow. Oh, wait a minute. This is supposed to stack some way, I think. I'm pretty sure they stack, because the north. Okay, so this has got to be up top, then. This has got to be... That doesn't make any damn sense. This has got to be part of this in some way. Is this supposed to be a 4-piece map? Then they only got the 2. Either way. Hence why we get to do all of my discovery here. Instead of at the review as I muddle my way through it. Let's see here. I think we need a knight. Just because I like blue, I think this guy is first dibs. Though I kind of find it the idea of our knight is with a fish sigil. And this keeps up with the other thing that I don't like that they do, where these split folios that Chaosium does also in their RuneQuest booklet as well, just drives me nuts. I just don't like how this runs, this sheet. Now, this does play differently, though, compared to RuneQuest. RuneQuest is the older game, while this one, if memory serves me, was Greg Stafford viewed as more of his magnum opus, the Pendragon system. There is some, you can see, how would you put it, inspiration in as far as the characteristics / attribute system, but I like how this handles traits and skills differently. Now, I have not read the rulebook yet, but I've seen like the quick start guide on YouTube about how this runs. This one has a system that you have your core traits that act as, but you have 2 sides, and then for your action, you then have to roll under. But but as you can see, you have the D20 that you use to roll under. But for each of your traits, you have your points distributed between both sides. So, for instance, you have chaste and lustful. Well, if you're going to, I just I got the ladies' man apparently. Who did? Look at this. So you want the score higher because you got to roll under it. So the guy is lustful, energetic, generous. I'm sorry. This is just funny to me. Of course, I picked the ladies' man, of course. Which makes sense, because he's a mercenary knight. Okay. Man, I grabbed this one. Okay. Yeah, my bad. Sorry for the interlude. That was my fault. I haven't looked at any of these character sheets before. Who knows if I'm even supposed to grab one to begin with. This is the battle system reference. Common appendices that you'll need. Let's see here. I don't think I need any of that at the moment. I think we will be taking our first look at the adventures of the sword in the stone. So not only are we ye olden, but apparently we little lads. Okay, so taking a look at our solo quest. Put this over here. So, it's not going to remain balanced in the slightest. Let's see. The weight should do it. Alrighty, so we're taking... Ow, get the microphone out of my face. Our first look at the solo quest that we're going to take a gander at. So, of course, the Sword in the Stone. Everyone's familiar with this one. One of my friends, all you need is a pencil, some dice, and your wits. You are playing the part of a page. How's that different from a squire? Oh, wow. We're instantly discovering the olden problem with child labor laws. So the page, unlike the squire, boys and girls between the ages of 7 and 14 who learns the way of country life by observing their elders and doing menial tasks for them. Child labor laws violated number 1. After serving as pages, most girls become handmaidens to ladies, though some may pursue a martial path and become squires. Boys almost always become squires, though the runts and third-borns of the family are sometimes sent off the priesthood. Ooh. I mean, that was ye olden way, though to say the runts and third-borns, ouch. The reality, the ye olden life, that probably was the case. Sir Ector, who has 2 squires in his service, his sons Kay and Arthur. Okay. Those who are confident. Most remain squires until after age 21. Kay is an accomplished squire, brave and brash, and is due to be knighted. Sir Ector believes Britain will need many more knights with Kay. The last king of Britain, some dude who I'm not going to try pronouncing with my dyslexia. His brother Uther ruled for 15 years from the mighty kingdom of whatever, but achieved the coveted title of High King. He died. Apparently, most of the nobility as well, probably from COVID. From foul Saxon treachery. Raids, blah, blah, blah. Britain cries out for a new High King. But here, trouble seemed far away. Okay. Read the following sections to get orientated, then proceed to the first numbered page and start reading, following the prompts on your decisions to other numbered pages in the text. At times you are instructed to make dice rolls, both for your own character and sometimes on behalf of another. Also guide you to the proper numbered pages. Luck will eventually reach the end of the adventure. That way you see just what kind of knight you will become, ranging from a wandering mercenary all the way to a chivalrous peer of the legendary Round Table. So this is taking us through our adventure. So Pendragon is set in the mythical world of the Dark Ages, Britain. It is Greg Stafford's unique synthesis of centuries of Arthurian tales, a vision of history informed by medieval scholars and troubadours by Sir Thomas Malory and Edmund Spenser, by romantic novelists like Tennyson, and by more contemporary versions from popular literature and cinema. The year of our Lord, 509. Still, every time I hear the year of our Lord, my first thought jumps all the way back to Lords of the Realm, honestly. Just because I heard that so many times in that video game from Sierra. Britain is a large, verdant island surrounded by turbulent seas and consisting of 5 geographical regions. Some smaller islands. Much of the land is hilly, ancient forests, deadly beasts, lions and panthers and bears, oh my. The Romans got their asses kicked. They identifies themselves as Cymric, Cymric, Irish, Pict, Roman, or Saxon. Most powerful of these is the Logres. See, if I pronounce it the English way, it's Logres. Part of me thinks this is ye olden English / with French influence, and I'm hesitant to pronounce it that way. Logres, so Logres, occupies most of southern Britain and holds 3 of the largest remaining Roman cities. Now in the Dark Times, Land of Adventure. This is a lot of introduction that's kind of not needed here. Oh, now I remember the other RPG I have set in Arthurian legend, Romancing the Land. Romance Land. It's a D&D-ish. I think it actually follows close to like the hack systems. Romancing the Perilous Lands from Osprey. That is the other Arthurian RPG I have. Okay. There are 2 types of dice. You do the D20 to resolve actions such as your character's morals and beliefs in times of crisis. The D6 is used often to determine damage dealt in combat. So, as you can see here, we got the one D20, and then we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 D6s, and of course the D20. This, I believe, is a roll under system. Are the measures taken by the glory and honor values. Glory is the measures of a knight's. They fluctuate quite a bit. So glory goes from scene to scene, it looks like. Honor, on the other hand, or is this an asset that's actually tracked? Once if you earned. You can only earn 1 per adventure. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not a quick gen thing. Okay. You'll keep track of the actions that normally are blah, 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 dealing and taking damage. Damage dealt. Sometimes you add a set number, 2d6 plus 4. Remember, protects against damage, but whenever it gets through, it's directed from the hit points. Blah, 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 blah. Although combat is not the focus of the scenario, there are certain paths you may take that lead to combat. In such circumstances, you must keep track of both your own hit points and the opponent's. Let me pull up sticky notes in Windows, so just for the record too, though this doesn't apply to us playing the introductory adventure, sticky notes in Windows, one of the greatest freaking tools they ever invented. Let me see here, get that back onto this one. Yep, so your character, 14-year-old page, about to become a squire. So the only other abusive labor laws I can think of is the Pokemon adventures. When does Ash leave? When he turns like 11? And though honestly, between the two, this is probably less abusive as child labor laws go compared to becoming a Pokemon master of those games. Let me see if Crow is actually here, because I don't see anything on the dashboard, but I thought he said he was going to try to pop in. So we'll see if I'm actually missing anything. Because wouldn't that be hilarious that he's actually here? Actually, let me just hit a quick test. As I don't see anything pop up on screen, so I don't even know. Oops, there it is. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I will actually see if Crow's here later. So, we're good on that front. So, as noted earlier, you'll roll blah blah blah. Said that lifetime of active and passive instruction, maybe any gender, all children, nobility, blah 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 blah. Even though I highly doubt that in the traditional adventure that girls would become squires, weirder things have happened throughout history. Physical attributes. Next, look at the personality traits. These quantify and guide your character's actions. Compares with two values, the sum of 20. The value. Blah, 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 blah. I call it religious. The bold are your religious traits. Also matter to your religion. Just in case, I'm not going to write in this. I'm just going to take the character sheet that I originally pulled out this guy and just borrow his traits, I think, for the purposes of this gameplay. This already has skills attached, though, so that's good. Okay. Because of my traits, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, got that. Distribute 6 points amongst any of the other traits. Wait, so a trait can have more than 20? Wait a minute, what? All traits start at a base value of 10. Your religious traits each gain a bonus of 3 points. Oh, no, that's not bonus points. They're just telling you how to assign these. Okay. So, for the purpose of this, your religious traits gain bonus of +3. Remember, that reduces the opposite, so that would be 13/7. Okay. Now choose one trait and make it 16. This is your famous trait. When you know, finally distribute 6 points amongst any of the other traits. No point. You are free to put all the. Okay. So that it's just for character generation. Okay. So this isn't actually free points. This is just how you build the character. Okay. Move on to passions that you may have. Okay. Passions are intense belief, inspiration, boosting a single skill or trait for a short time. Can be useful in combat. Final step for customizing your characters and assigning points to your skills, and the implied skills are what allow characters to accomplish great deals in game. You add 3 to your charge, horsemanship, courtesy skills, blah, 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 blah. And increase indicated by +3. And then you roll to get a characteristic. Okay, I see that. So it's you do traits, which are your personality. Then you do, I'm assuming the full rule set based off of just this limited bit here, you would then do passions, which are individual bonuses that you get to certain deeds, as well as focuses for your thing. Like on this guy, it's got honor at 15, so I'm assuming that you could replace a role that is attacking like your character's honor would be that 15, instead of maybe if you were looking at a situation of prudent or reckless because it impassions his honor, you would roll against that instead, I'm assuming. Looking at this, this begins with a value of 15. Devotion, hate, chivalry. 3. Homage, love, and hospitality. Blah. Excuse me. And then skills. Skills is not telling me how they function yet. They just stick points in the skills. Okay. Skills are useful in every scenario. This chapter 4 skills. No skill may be above 15. That would seem to indicate the same thing, the roll under portion. Combat skills, okay. Yeah, okay. Bonuses from skill modifier, okay. So, character creation is pretty straightforward, that I'm assuming in the first book, too. So, traits are actually more personality rather than skill-based, like I had originally thought. Skills is an entirely separate thing where you have your awareness, your courtesy, your first aid, your folklore, hunting, intrigue, ornate, religion. Okay, those are so... edible passions, okay. Hit points 27, base damage 46. Okay, 17 something is our movement. Okay. So now we go on to the first adventure of the Sword in the Stone. We start in box 1 of this adventure. Sir Ector's manor is built upon the ruins of ancient hill forts in the country of Penlyn. The hall, Sir Ector's place of residence, is a grand 2-story stone building with an entrance on the second floor. On this fine autumnal day, like I get the autumn, but the autumnal day, with the harvest done and the air getting chillier, you were enjoying a brief respite with your friend and fellow page Alice, A-L-I-S. The two of you are sitting near the warmth of the central hearth, playing a game of improvised drafts. I think that's drafts, because it's the D-R-A-U-G-H-T-S. I thought that was a drink. Using river pebbles when the main door to the hall flies open is your friend Arthur, Kay's younger brother, and his fine features are lit up with excitement. He beams at you. Kay wants to do quintain practice. I asked if you would join us. He said yes. You leap to your feet. As a page, you are not allowed to practice martial skills with squires. Kay must be feeling magnanimous. The game of drafts forgotten. You and Alice run outside with Arthur. Go to section 2. Simple enough so far. Actually, since this is going to be needed, I don't think. Push this up further here. So I know, even though it's going to chop part of the bottom off, but... oops, I should read 2 first. The knight is, if nothing else, a mounted warrior, famous on the battlefield. Learning how to ride your horse takes years of practice. Yeah. Squires practice their aim with a device called the quintain. Apparently, that must be this mess at the front from the description. So, on the front, I'm guessing it's just they're riding a wooden horse and hitting some target that's suspended for them to actually practice their accuracy with the lance. Execute a charge with the lance and try to score a direct hit, which is molded so that only by striking the center will a sonorous gong sound out. Okay. This is making me, if you've ever been to a shooting range, think of those targets. Those steel-plated targets, that satisfying ding sound they make when you shoot them. I'm thinking a similar setup for this, but I'm guessing this is weighted, this disc here, so that this arm is attached to some sort of device that'll actually ring out to confirm proper hit. I'm guessing in order to apply enough weight, this has to be hit properly to drag this directly, or to hit the gong mechanism directly. There's some sort of suspension mechanism in here. There's no go to 2, though, so I'm assuming it's... Okay. This is one of those other things I didn't like about the Choose Your Own Adventures, where it's here's section 1. Then it says, go to section 2. If you're going to have section 2, if it was just this blurb and that was it, Okay, section 2. Then it would have on here, go to section 3. Okay, I can understand that. But when you have section 1, then it immediately says go to section 2, but section 2 continues on to the second page and a whole lot of text before then it says go to 3 slash or go to 4 depending upon the situation. I ask, why is section 2 not part of section 1? This was a common issue with the Choose Your Own Adventure booklets too, and it still drives me nuts to this day. Okay, so doing the right thing with dilemmas that are placed out against the personality trait. Behavior, unless you roll under the. Okay, so. Yeah, so this would essentially be the trait system. Essentially, like if you want your player to sneak, there's now a mechanical component to it. Is it within your nature? So, if you were a thief, for instance, you would probably have coward high, high up as your skill so that you would sneak before backstabbing the guy. But as a knight, because sneaking around is dishonorable, if you were to want to actually do the stealthy approach, you would have to roll to see if that's actually in your personality. Otherwise, you would say, no, that is dishonorable, and because I am a knight, and therefore we do not sneak around in the darkness, I shall charge up to thee and yell a challenge to all of you in the enemy camp. Come out there and face me like a man, you black and tans. Only if you're Irish, not yet that word. So we've run out to the to this game. I don't know. Okay, so we're dragged along now, not apparently because, oh, we want you to play games with us, but, oh, we need more manual labor. Again, violation of child labor laws. Where's my OSHA handbook? Or no, OSHA wouldn't cover this. No, would it be DOL? I've worked too long in corporate business. The fact that this is where my mind goes, like trying to figure out what laws would be violated with this. Okay, so Arthur. Oh, so wow, Kay is really the prick in this. So Arthur, to get our help, is willing to wait. So because he needs 2 people to draw the horse, Arthur's like, yeah, let's grab my friend. And to do so, he has to do 2 weeks of chores for the other guy. I'm like, you still need 2 people for the horse. Okay. Choose how to act. However, let's see what dice have to say this time. Decision roll. Trait to roll against once you become familiar with the definitions. In this case, look to your just and arbitrary traits. And just has developed an objective sense of right and wrong, while arbitrary allows their own bias or self-interest to influence. Take the 1d6. Or not the 1d6, the 1d20, and roll against the value of your just trait first. You know, I know they had the character thing. I'm just going to borrow this thing to keep it simple. Okay. Exactly is called a critical success, while rolling a 20 is called a fumble. Okay, so that's how criticals. You have to roll the trait skill exactly. So in this case, put a just on your character sheet. fumble on one is considered an automatic success. Wait a minute, so it's not just one. You can roll against this apparently multiple times. So here, take the 1d20 and roll against your value of your just trait first. If you rolled equal to or less than, you are said to you have succeeded in the trait. Rolling the value of the trait exactly is called a critical success, while rolling a 20 is called a fumble. Okay. If you roll the critical success, put a check mark next to just on your character sheet. If you fumbled the roll, put a check next to arbitrary instead, as a fumble is in one trait is considered an automatic success in the other. Roll against just, make a second roll against arbitrary, as with just, a critical grants a check to arbitrary, and a fumble grants a check to that is considered a successful just roll. If you failed both rolls. Oh, okay, so this is how you then have to check. Okay, so this is the balancing act. So if you okay, skipping the critical stuff. So if you failed your roll against just, make a second roll against arbitrary. A critical success here grants a check to arbitrary, and a fumble grants a check to the opposite trait, considered a successful just. Oh, okay. So if you roll, for instance, that you want to take the just path, for instance, then you would roll against that first. If you fail, then you roll against arbitrary and then roll against that. If you succeed, then you must behave arbitrary. If you fail both, then you can behave however you want. However, a critical in either of them will count as a grants a check to arbitrary, and a fumble grants a check to a successful judge. So, however, if you critically fail, then in one, then it would be considered you automatically take the other one. So if you critically fail just, then you must take the arbitrary route. Okay. I think I got this. So choose or succeed at just, go to 3. Okay, so I have the choice of which to roll against first, just or arbitrary, and then if you fail, then you have to go to the other. Okay, so I want to be just in my action, so I have to roll a 10 or under, or if I get 10 exactly, then it is considered a critical success. And I get a 4, so I take the just route. So if you choose or succeed at just, go to 3. Okay. Friend. Okay, so I'm just, and so I say screw you, and then we don't have to. Arthur doesn't have to do chores for 2 weeks straight. Okay, so now we're going to 6. So, K relents. We go to section 6. Okay. Oh, no, that's part of 5. Okay. So you cannot help but feel dejected. Arthur catches your eye, and you both move to the front of the horse, deciding that helped him with that. Before you know it, you'll be doing this practice bunch. Okay. Just decision against your own best interest. You earn a check to honor. So the honor passion increases. Okay. Got that. Assuming at the end of this that somehow creates a character upgrade for when we play the full thing. Kay hops into the back of the horse. DeBow alarmingly. Alright, let's go. I'm thinking he's going to get His ass handed to him by the thing. Shouts out encouragement. Okay, and then we dig the thing. Make an opposed strength roll to see how you fare. Roll a 1d20 and compare to your strength characteristics. So we roll a 1d20, 2. And on fire tonight. Usually I have a critical failure. Okay, so strength is 10. Or I'm assuming STR is strength. Yep. Roll. Trait. Remember that rolling the exact value is a critical success, while rolling a 20 is a fumble. If you roll the critical success, if you succeed, go to 14. So we succeeded. So we go to 14. Okay, so we succeed in pulling the horse. You put everything into pulling the horse, and despite the bumpy turf, you and Arthur managed to get it up at a decent speed. And obtain you see what the horse sees. The disc rings out. Tidying up to us and Arthur. Okay, K is a prick. Without warning, the air split with the blast of a horn. Your petty concerns and squabbles pop like a soap bubble. Interesting explanation, but okay. Turn to see the Lord riding up from the village. Sir Jonas riding with him most nights. Called the Bachelor Night. Plus one is defend those who cannot defend themselves. Plus the swords. Sir Ector and AG Knight looks to be in good humor. Okay, so he's coming home happy. Mawan. Okay, so the king is visiting. Okay, today marks. Yeah. See, this is that type of thing that is nonsensical to me. Now, I shouldn't say that. This late in the book, where 18 could be reused for multiple sections, is all right. But 1 and 2, the way they're used, I don't think we're going back there. So, today marks a week before the Feast of St. Andrew, and the dawns are chilly, quote-unquote bed. We get up, probably with a sore back. I've done that type of field camping. It is not fun. On harboring fumes Whoa, jeez. The nomenclature here. On harboring. So they're going on a hunt. What is a bay? First, okay, we're on the hunt. Arrangements are made that we are going to continue with it alongside Die. That I get only because of the DAI, only because of crypto. Do I know how that's actually pronounced? Oh, man. I wonder how many of these are actually in the original Arthurian legend. Yeah, DAI, Die. What was that? The one based on Ethereum? The crypto? Yeah, that's the stable coin, isn't it? Of course, I would get off into a crypto coin debate with this. We'll see how that works. Oh, man. So we're off on the hunt. The air is fresh. We're enjoying it. The River D we're following. The fumes Fumes. Okay. Thankfully, this one they explained fumes. So a knight is carrying the excrements of a boar. Why? Why? I know I'm skipping over some parts, but okay. So we're on the hunting trip. We're having a real fun time. Talked about the boar hunting. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we talk about the river and the Atlantis is in there. Glenn and his assistant from Care Guy got a head start earlier, and you see them approaching, bearing the fumes, Fumes, in quotes. And then in parenthesis it says excrement of a boar inside the rim of their hunting horns. I'm confused here. Like, excrement means crap. It means shit. Like, why would you pick up the boar shit inside of your hunting horn? I mean, you gotta blow that thing later. I like. It, why is this a thing? Could someone in the comments explain to me why on earth? I understand. Okay, let me read the second part. Okay, Glenn the Hunter about the best approaches, the boar's lair, electric with anticipation. Okay. And he even confirms here that they're conferring and talking about it, and then explains the different call of the huntsman's horn. So this is not a horn like a drinking horn, which would mean, I'm not sure if that's even worse. You sticking the excrement in. Why? I'm going to be like focusing on this half of the rest of the stream. So the like I know hunters that they'll wear like deer urine when going hunting because it's masking the smell. And so you can say go into their territory and they don't know that you're there. Okay, still disgusting. Makes more sense. This, however, I gotta look this up now. Fumes. A vapor. A fume. Okay, yeah, fume. Yeah, so bearing the fumes. Hunting horn. Okay, so. Okay. The hunting horn. Signal game is sighted. Okay. Okay, we apparently learn something new every day. That this is apparently actually a thing. That they just stick the shit of the animals they find in their hunting horns and just bring it back for examination. Never mind the fact you gotta blow into the damn thing later. I'm like, why? I Okay, credit to the authors of this book who knew what this was. I've learned something new this evening, and I'm like horrified in the process. I'm like, insert like the reputation for Britons not being that clean to begin with. Now I'm imagining you've just stuck this crap in the device that you're holding up to your mouth. And I'm thinking it's raining outside, and I'm like, you are a frickin' idiot for doing this. Okay, so we've learned that apparently ye olden people in Britain just stuck shit in their hunting horns, and that was considered normal behavior for the time period. Okay. Oh yeah, I should actually have that display here. What I was looking at. This is the medievalhunt.com, where it goes into detail of a guy in a classical horn thing, and this is what I'm imagining. So they've just stuck the boar excrement in this thing in classical fashion, and now he's blowing it. I know, oh, I pray to God this guy isn't, but he's modern, so hopefully he didn't. But the olden dude would have. And, yeah, they just stick the excrement of the animals they're hunting in their hunting horns. I'm going to have to, this is going to be the judgment. That, Just this RPG. How many times do they stick crap in their hunting horns? Okay. I'm like, Crow, you missed out on a very enlightening discussion that we discovered here this evening, much to my horror. So, we're going boar hunting. Okay, the opening stage is the hunt where the beast is unharbored. So, I'm not going to look up unharbored, but within the context, I'm guessing the beast is like free to roam or something. Okay, so we're given a boar spear for us to practice with later. Awesome. Various die rolls, opposed and opposed. So opposed rolls involve 2 d20s against 2 statistics. If you succeeded, your opponent fails, or if you both succeed but your die roll is higher, then this is a win. Loss, okay. This is a tie. Okay, you break, keeping up with the knights. Before you hear a blast from the horde, you see signs of movement. You're all alone. Excuse me. Versus the boar's avoided skill. So, okay. So we take a look at our skills for hunting. Is that even on here? Yes, 5. So, I am not a good hunter apparently. So if we look at the character sheet, 5 is our hunting skill. So we roll twice. So we roll for us. 5. Critical. Okay, we actually succeed. I can't believe it. Okay, so critical success for the hunt. So I am apparently that good of a hunter. And now the avoidance. So what does that work if we... 10. How in the hell? So we get a tie. We both critically succeed our opposed checks. Or both have a critical success. This is a tie. I can't believe I had a tie here. Okay, so we're apparently just that good. If you manage to partial... Okay, if you roll the critical success, go to 20. If you win the roll, check hunting as you stumble into a clearing and come face to face with the thing. If you fail or lose the roll, if you fumble, go to 46. How does that count, though, for a tie? Because if you both roll the same value or both score, that is a tie. Do you re-roll or... Of course, they wouldn't have figured out. I'd be the one idiot that ties this roll today. So, okay. On roll and roll better than the boar's outcome if he succeeds at his avoidance roll. This is because winning. When he rolls better than you, then this is a partial success. If you fail your roll and the boar succeeds, this is a loss. If you both fail your rolls, this is a mutual failure. And rolling a 20 means you have fumbled your roll. There's no penalty if you fail your rules, but what do you do if a tie? If you fail, this is a loss. If you roll yours, this is partial success. If you both fail, do we just re-roll then? Check hunting. Because it's a tie, so it's not a partial success. It's not a fail. If you fumble, no. In the roll, check hunting as you stumble into a clearing and come face to face. I'm assuming then they just want you to re-roll. So ties apparently aren't a thing here. It's just going to be a re-roll then. So re-rolling then my hunting skill of 5. Okay, so critically succeed again. I need to wonder if the die is weighted. Okay, then let's get that boar of 10. Okay, 17. Thank you for making this simple. If I'd got like 2... I mean, that's 3 critical successes in a row there, man. Okay, so out of 20. So we go through the mulberry trees and find the boar. Single swipe, make a roll against your valorous trait. Okay, so is this where discretion is the better part of valor, though? Valorous. Energetic. Where's valorous? Valorous. Okay, at the end. Okay. So, trait is 15. 13. So we succeed on the valorous roll. So, oops. Succeed, go to 21. Oh, if you fail, roll against your cowardly trait. Okay. Boar crashes into you. Okay, proceeds your combat roll. Make an opposed roll. It was trait in the previous section. Add +5 to your spear. The loser will take damage. Okay, so... Okay, so... shoot. Spear. Battle skills. Spear. 10. Okay. Okay, so we roll this. 9. Okay, succeed on our spear check, and that's opposed by the boar's charge attack of 15. Three. Ugh. So because if if you succeeded, or if you both succeed, but your die value is higher, this is a win. Higher or lower? Because logically, with this being rolled down, his 3 being lower than, because that is better, should then beat my 9. I'm thinking, what is the logic of this then? So if this... Or if you both succeeded, but your die roll is higher, this is a win. Even though this is higher, I think with this being focused on a lower system, this actually should read lower. Because that would say that I win with... Well, but the logic being that higher being that you're more skilled. So try to think this logically here. After I put all this crap away that just went falling all over the place. Because there's logic to both options. Because if it's lower, if it's a roll lower system, then just if you do like D&D logic, then it's lower is better than roll. However, because the higher value skill, but still passing. For instance, the boar has a 15 charge attack. So therefore, he's more trained in it than I am. And therefore, if, for instance, I had... we did reverse. Like, the boar had a charge 10, I had a 15. My 13 roll is a passing. His 2 is a passing. But because my skill is higher, therefore I'm better trained at it and should be able to beat it. So no, in this instance, higher would actually be the preferred because it's higher in passing. Okay, that makes sense then. If it's higher in passing, then it's higher because I'm better trained than the boar. So even though I won, but that seems kind of then odd in the reverse then, because in this case, but I can see where that logic forms. Okay, though, so this would be then still a me, or me with a success because mine is higher than the boar's. With this logic, let me go with that. So if you succeed, go to 21. Or no. If I win, 24. Strikes the boar. Shaft bending dangerously, but does not snap. Most of the time in Pendragon, you're told to add or subtract a number. Okay, that's not applying here. Actually use their damage against the boar. That's 56, so that is what you roll in this instance. 76. So this, because they failed their charge, my normal weapon damage is 46, but because you had time to place your spear, you can actually use their damage against them. So I'm guessing that you have then the choice of the higher damage of the charge or the spear. In this case, his boar normally does 5d6, so my is done to the spear instead of me. The spear 2d6 because it was willed two-handed. I guess then you get modifiers for actually holding it two-handed, so that would be 76. So this is 6 plus 1d6. Okay, so we do 5, 10, 15, 20. So we've got 20 damage, and we've got 25 damage done total. Go to 28. 25. Boar grants its 5 points of armor protection. Subtract 5 from your damage roll. Then subtract the difference from the boar's hit points of 21. Example, you rolled 25 points of damage. The exact amount I rolled, no less. I wonder if that's actually the average, and that's why the 76 roll. Actually, I got the chart up here. Let me see here. What is the 76 roll? So let me put that up here. 76, is that actually the average? Well, 24, 25, yeah, that's the average. So I rolled a perfectly average 76 roll. So that explains how that worked. Okay. Okay, less happenstance then. They just played smartly. Okay. See here. So that is against the boar's 31. So 20 damage go through. So you tied the boar's roll, go to 33. Okay. Didn't tie. Well, see, here's a tie option. Well, I already re-rolled the other one. There's no tie in the other case, but and, uh, 20 makes it through. So we did 20 points of damage. Does any of these cards have the boar on it? I wonder. Is it tie? Because I did 25, of course, exactly. Oh, I hate these ties. I'm getting so many freaking ties. I don't think, for the purposes of this, then, I think that it is unconscious, then. Because even though it says dealt more than 25, I'm going to interpret that at 25 or more for the purpose of this. Also to see... the boar should be dead, but to your horror, you see it struggling at the end of the spear. Push itself forwards. Why is it driving forward down the spear? Just shaking. Must perish at the hand of your... And then, from whining horse in a flash of iron, the boar collapses. Its head's almost completely severed. Sir Ector is then praising us. Check your honor and go to 53. Trying to remember. I wonder if they've got in this Choose Your Own Adventure. Does anyone ever remember Wasteland? It acted actually as a kind of DRM, but was also practical because of memory constraints. It was already on like 5 floppy disks in adventure, and they had a manual that you had to go through to actually proceed in the adventure, and there was the codes for the doors and story elements in there. But because they knew that people would read the manual anyway to get spoilers, the way that the manual was designed was to make it seem like you're going to be fighting like Martians on the moon base to save the intergalactic princess or something, but ended up being nothing of the sort actually happening in the game. Making me wonder if there is any of that chicanery going on in here, as I've just realized I don't remember what number I'm supposed to go to. 53. 53. Okay. The blower is dead. The unlancing of the beast. It's doing the disemboweling. This horn, that we found it, of which then we hold it back in good spirits that we killed the boar. If you succeed at energetic, check the trait and you get up despite your weariness. So, where did I just put the thing? Energetic versus lazy. Okay, so we succeed at energetic. So we get up, find the tables hard at work, cleaning up, U-shape 55. We're roasting the boar. Setting out the silverware. The king approaches. Roll your courtesy. If your lazy trait succeed earlier, your skill is at -5 due to you being called a layabout. So our courtesy... Courtesy is skill. Courtesy is skill. 13. 6. So we succeed at our courtesy. Go to 57. Having filled the picture, yeah, we're doing servant work because child labor laws don't exist. Uh-huh. Do you wish to try to impress the nobles, or do you prefer to eavesdrop at the high table? So, we'll try then using this logic. Modest are proud. So I'm going to try the proud option to first. I think using this logic for this decision, it would be proud. So we're going to impress. So proud, 13, 5. Okay, so we succeed at proud, so we go to 64. All the while, smiling, bowing, and chatting is appropriate. About your app characteristic, appeal. Oh, that's appeal. So our appeal is 15 because I chose the ladies' man option here. So, cock to die, but that 13. So his appeal is 15, so we succeed. Go to 66. We're being very good as a waiter. Go to 74. It's a month since we left it. We're going to a tournament. It's about the current political situation during your journey. Doomed to war. Own style of hiking, which they call Walda. 75. Great city. Several roads lead to Londonium. Okay, excited to be in London and seeing all the sights. I'm now getting some sort of congestion suddenly. Apparently going around London. Apparently we don't know our letters. Awesome. Let's see, the modest versus proud again. Okay, so proud, we'll pull the stone, the sword ourselves. Modest, Sir Hector. Proud, so we'll do it 77. examine the tournament grounds outside the city, or would you prefer to wander the streets for a bit first? 79. Or, no, that's going to end up dragging us all around the city. Let's go to 91, just because I'm starting to get on with the stream tonight. So, so the east of London proper, we go to the tournament site. See what's going on with the squires. Apparently, at some point, you could have taken the option of been an injury. So, let's see. We've seen enough for the day. 121. Apparently, there's all kinds of crap that went down looking at this. Away, collapsed to sleep. Spent a fury of activity. Arthur is a bit harried, and red knights and the blue knights. So this is red versus blue. So we must ask the question, why are we here? Tournament. Three. $125. Let's go. So the sword and the stone. Okay, so you couldn't get the sword from the inn with K, left it. Okay, that part I remember of the story. The name of Jesu. I'm assuming they just didn't want to finish that statement. So he gets the sword. Okay, then we finish up the rest of the story as we're now going, as he's now delivered the sword. Av sanctus dubrius ave. I don't know Latin, so I don't know even slightly what that means. Ouch. It was quiet. Two wizened old men. Okay, this is where we meet the Archbishop. Oh, so that's Latin for the guys there. Looks. Oh yeah, this is where all the bickering is. They try pulling the sword in and out of the stone, and it don't work for them. The High King. Boy is the Pendragon. Make a valorous roll. So, like, this is of course where it's gonna screw me with how badly this has been, with how good this has been going all night. This is where I'm gonna fail my valorous roll, isn't it? No, 1. Okay, but in this system, not a critical. You have to match it. So I do win my valorous roll, so that's good. So I shot. He's behind you. 131. Ouch, dude. He's hitting me for 6 points of damage. Ouch. In D&D, for a level 0, or that would be DCC, effectively a 0 level character. That'd kill me outright here, man. Ouch. He cracks her back teeth, no less. Wow. So the king gets upset that he's being supplanted by prophecy. So Merlin then looks at us and then winks at us. Whoops, I should actually see where I'm going. Or just the next page. Amazement that we helped Arthur become king of the Britons. Insert Monty Python references. We're Knights of the Round Table. We dance whenever able. We do routines and chorus scenes. Our footwork impeccable. We dine while here in Camelot. We eat ham and jam and Spamalot. Of course, that's what I always think of with Arthurian legend, isn't it? The sharp, pointy teeth. So we did that. We shared a bench. Stables, now King of the Britons. If you succeededly freed the bull, tried to board the stone, or defended Arthur against. Otherwise, okay, so free the bull. I killed it. Tried to pull the sword from the stone for Arthur. No, but we did shout out, "King Arthur, look out behind you!" So I think that qualifies as we go to 135. So here's the first time I go backwards. So, I am the knighted backwards. So you've played your part in the birth of a new era. Blah 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 blah. Story words and tally up your points. Then compare them to the totals given on table 3. What kind of knight are you? Your final score will determine how far you are fated to rise in the knight heraldry. If you died during the adventure, you may still tally up your points. Hopefully this isn't as bad as like DCC where you could die that terribly, but which was the game you could die during character creation? Traveler. That was the game you could die during character creation. But like at least in DCC, you kind of knew what you were getting in for with like your first quest. That you roll up 4 characters because you know they're all gonna die, and so you figure out which one's left is the one that you play. But I guess in your basic starting adventure here, you can die too. Nice. Okay, so +2 for each skill check. So we did spear, we did courtesy, so we have 2 +2, so we're at 4 for the skill checks for each passion. I think we did at least 1 with honor, so that's what, 7 we're at for each trait. We did the original trait. We did the yell trait. We defended author trait. So that's 7, that's 3, or at least 10, I think. Okay. Didn't do any of that. We told author about the sword in the stone. So we're at 12. 12, 15. And +5 if author made you the squire. The king squire had you, so we didn't get that. So we're at 20 points. If you lingered in the lands of the good folk, no. We weren't tardy. If I don't know what the Boarhort died. We didn't break into the ing. We didn't stay quiet. So we're at 20 points. So what kind of knight are you? You were knighted by King Arthur and go on to a great career. You were amongst the first to receive the personal invitation to join the esteemed martial order, the Knights of the Round Table. A few years hence, your name is destined to be remembered in tales. Which is great, because I don't remember a Sir Kending ever involved in that. Okay. And that is the starting adventure for the Pendragon RPG. Okay. Granted, I know I intentionally skipped over a significant chunk of the story just to make sure to end by 11 p.m. But this does actually a pretty decent job, even with sort of hurrying it through at the end, giving me an idea of how the system works now. So I have an idea of how combat works. I have an idea about how the roleplay system works. Though, because of the complications of how that trait system functions, I would definitely need more examples to get like a real good hang of all of the expectations of that trait system. But so D6s is all your combat dice, and then this is pretty much your whole decision die. Okay. I mean, I'm used to playing starting adventures for. I'm used to playing starting adventures in Dungeons and Dragons, which I've had some good ones. There was one with serpents. Oh shoot! I think the Pathfinder starter adventure was really good. Granted, that was for Pathfinder 2e. The there's like one for serpent, some sort of serpent cult that was also a decent D20 introductory adventure. Um, from a narrative sense, I mean, unfortunately, just because of being a Westerner and especially being a fantasy and fiction in general fan and liking myth and legends, I mean, you're going to be familiar with the basics of the Arthurian legend anyway, so there wasn't anything here in the abbreviated view that's going to be like, oh, wow, I was shocked at how this went. So now I'm like worried what they teach kids these days, if they even know the Arthurian legend anymore. Who knows? I mean, from what's in here, it's good introductory adventure. Even with skipping things intentionally, you got a good idea how the system worked. There's that one case that I would have liked to see better, like, example, what do you do with a tie? Because I guess there are times where you can have ties. Well, I guess it wouldn't be a tie then, because the critical... I guess I rolled that wrong then. Okay, so thinking back at this, the tie instance where I re-rolled everything. So looking at the logic of this game, then, if I had we both had the critical successes, but his critical success was higher than my critical success, I'm thinking it should have been a partial success with the boar, not actually a success against the boar in hindsight. So, thinking about the success system, I think I got that original combat roll incorrect against that boar that first time when I re-rolled it for the tie scenario. Because if I had done critically and he hadn't, then that would mean I succeed, he doesn't, and then I just count it as a win. But because we both succeeded and his was higher, then I think it should have actually counted as a loss then. Hang on, let me see this. So if we... Or no, it would have been a partial success, because looking at the system. So if you succeed, or you both succeed, but your die roll is higher, this is a win. This is if you succeed, but your opponent's die roll is higher than yours, this is a partial success. So it would have been a partial success against that boar, not me re-rolling the tie. I think it would have been a better way to interpret it. Though later it does have a tie situation. Hindsight, I'm not sure how to do that. I mean, either way, just focusing on this. It says a basic introduction to combat. Okay, so you roll the traits to figure out what type of action you're likely going to do. Are you going to be cowardly and backstab? Or are you going to stand up and say, "On guard, ye cad"? That system, it's nice. One of the problems with the alignment system in D&D, for instance, is that you say my character's going to be X, but the player often just plays them Y anyway, and what's more advantageous. This system forces the character to actually think more critically about the trait system, and so when they start putting these points in, it will have a impact on how the character behaves in line with the point system. So if they're more chaste, therefore they will say, not chaste. Let me do the virtuous versus cowardice, where it's going to be like, I'm going to run headfirst into battle while announcing myself and giving my enemy the chance to properly defend himself, versus backstabbing him in an alley and curb stomping him approach. There's a mechanical reinforcement of the morality of your character, which is a really nice system to have. I would need to see some more examples to figure out, like, play this more to get, like, better in tune with what scenario, like, falls under what. The reason being, I say that with the traits, because you have, for instance, well, Because honest versus deceitful would be tell the truth or lie. Generous or selfish. Generous being donate more to charity. Forgiving. I'm trying to think where there might be some potential overlap. I mean, yeah, in hindsight, I'm like trying to figure out if there's any overlap in this. Because just versus. Yeah. I guess because of how these pair, this actually, I don't. There's probably someone that's paying better attention to me than I am, can point where there might be some overlap. But just a cursory view, I find it difficult to say where it would overlap, because I know how you could say like someone's actions that you might think them cowardly, but instead they're just lazy, not cowardly, but for mechanical purposes, you should be able to, relatively speaking, put someone in these categories quite well. Yeah. I know for a while I was tying around with like the seven sins versus the seven virtues. Is it like a trait as a alignment reinforcement mechanism in my own D&D game? I'm gonna have to revisit that. And see this. I would love to see the character creation option. So, uh, so where's the armor on this? The armor points is 10 plus 6. So, what is it? You have a shield with him? Kite shield. Okay, yeah, so. Okay. So, for instance, using that 25 that we rolled earlier, with this, it would have been 9 damage go through. 9 against hit point total of 26. So, but a single. How does that combat thing work? So, if. So, it wouldn't have done to this, but going to the boar situation again. Man, it looks like an angry dude. Going to the boar. So, below their unconsciousness threshold, are doing more damage than their con score in a single blow. Boar has a con score of 25. Holy crap. So doing more than that is single. Was that 20? Now there's another question: is this 25 after armor or 25 dealt total? Huh. His Okay, that's the other thing. I guess it would have been changed. That I technically didn't beat his con score. It's 25 after damage reduction. Because looking at this, if again using that 25 mark like we talked about in here, with my constitution 15, that would automatically knock this guy unconscious under the circumstances from that. So it would have to be actually then afterwards. So okay, that should okay. So that was another thing that I guess I messed up here. Looking at it's not 25 damage total, 25 damage dealt. So that means after armor, not 25 damage rolled. Okay. So that's another thing that I have to change in the future. So, well, although not a bad solo quest introduction, I have an idea now how the system plays. A few things that need to get a little bit better at understanding, like how the equipment system works. I'm sure that's all in the quick start rule book, but at least I have enough to actually understand how the system works and be able to explain it to somebody, how all of these mechanics actually function on this character sheet. All in all, not bad little booklet, though. As I now have a good idea actually how this system actually functions. Definitely have to get a little bit more into the RPG elements. Get an idea of like how the horses and the passions and everything works. Especially this is a quick start. I'm pretty sure this has like a whole the full character sheet on the website has a significantly more material here. Because, yeah, this one. So if we go back to Pendragon, this is the starter set. This, the 5.2 edition. I guess they haven't come out with the 6th edition rulebook yet. Though I'm sure that's not going to be far off. Where's the Pendragon character sheet? Because I'm pretty sure I took a gander at that. Pendragon, knights and ladies. Is anyone? This is probably going to be rare, but hello, the Italian officer, where he is good with the ladies. That guy. Free stuff. Oops. We are all us. What? I didn't know he passed away that recently. I guess, I guess they've released a ton of stuff. Okay. Huh. So I got that. That wasn't what I was looking for, though. Pendragon Quick Start. I don't want the Quick Start. I want the character sheets. Free fiction. Huh. I did not know they had all this free shit here. Huh. Wasn't what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the character sheets for Pendragon. Like, Pendragon Quick Start. Like, is that it now? Huh. I mean, I have only looking at this one of the greatest designed RPG systems ever. It solves a core problem with a D&D's alignment system with this trait system that I like. I mean, I want to see the full version first. Where the hell is that character sheet though? The getting started Pendragon, isn't that like a character sheet or online? Pendragon Online, Game of Knights, Pendragon Starter Set. I got the PDF somewhere. Where's the knight shit? Okay, so I guess the primer. Okay, so I guess this starter adventure is us as the squire, and then the adventure of the sword tournament. Looking at this, the other book that comes in here uh, is from an already knight participating in this scenario. Where on earth? Pendragon RPG, Pendragon. Where are the character sheets? Did that get. Huh. I. Box set, Noble Books. Wow, where on earth did the character sheets go? This sucks royally. Where's the... Wow. This sucks. Like, how on earth do you... Let's see here. Okay. So, hidden somewhere is the character sheet for this thing. Okay. You can see this is a little bit more in depth than the quick version here, but that looks like the old logo. Oh, no, this isn't. Okay, so we have the knight's character sheet and then the woman's character sheet. Really? Can't do this anymore. Okay, so the name, homeland. Okay, so we can see that there's a lot more. I wonder if they got rid of some of this, because awareness, falconry, that's here. Gaming, that's here. Singing. Romance isn't here anymore. This might be the older sheet. Swimming isn't here either. Or there's literacy, for instance, is 0 on this character sheet. So that argument that I'm looking at the character sheet online in comparison here, because looking at this character sheet, this is the older logo, I think, because this isn't what's on the box set. You look at with the crown versus this, which is on the 5th edition book that's here. Because I'm looking at this, and a couple of the skills, like boating, is on this sheet, but not on the one in front of me. But my argument being, well, if he's not skilled in it, then they would take it off the sheet. But there are a couple 0-level skills in here. So I'm not sure, actually, what they are doing. Because here's the combat, where it's got the sword, lance, spear, dagger, but then it's got horsemanship, thrown weapons, and other things. Joust score, I'm guessing there's a lot of other stuff. Important event, the glory that we got. Equipment at home. Our army that we have. Family history and events. Character sheets are entirely different. Well, not entirely, but there's missing some stuff. Wait a minute. So if we do this, combat skill, joust score, and horses. There's no joust on here. I mean, let's look at it honestly. I doubt they would have participated in joust back then anyway, so... the equipment... Yeah, this isn't going to give me an idea of any advanced features that are on the full version compared to this, because the sheet is different enough that I don't think that's actually here. The history and events, that's the same. The passive glory. Yeah, I think there might have been some changes since the 5.2 edition, but... okay. But going back to this, overall, not bad. Oh, well, next time we'll try the... next week we'll do the Rune Quest solo adventure, because I also have that too. Though, from looking at the rules for the Rune Quest, I am a much bigger fan of Pendragon, compared to what I remember Call of Cthulhu playing at versus what I read the rules for the new Rune Quest. I'm definitely thinking I'm more of a fan of the Pendragon rule set from Chaosium. That this is a much better system, in my opinion. definitely willing to give it a shot to learn more. Not going to be buying the book anytime soon, unfortunately. Plus two, it looks like it's probably better off not buying the book, because there's probably going to be a full 6th edition coming out soon anyway. But when that does, and I can afford to, I'll have to give it a shot. So if you would like to see more of these types of videos as I play solo RPGs all by my lonesome, because Crow has friends and will watch WWE with them, or yeah, WWE with them, and I don't, and have to play RPG solo in my own home. So we'll see you next week when we do the RuneQuest solo adventure, and I got to try to get my hands on another solo thingy, I guess, to play eventually. But that will be then. Until then, please stay safe, y'all. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I'll catch you on next week's live stream. So please take care, and see you soon. Have a good evening, guys.